I'm Adam Collins, this is Crick Buzz Centre Stage here at the Gabba on the fourth and what turned out to be final day. Australia victorious in the first test over Pakistan by an innings and 5 runs, but that doesn't really tell the full story of this fourth day. Pakistan losing by an innings is a reflection of the first couple of days, not the way they fought back on this fourth day. In the end, they nearly made Australia bat a second time, which would have been quite the effort given they were 25 for 3 on the third evening, principally due to Babar Azam. So much has been said about his inability to convert good starts into centuries at test level, just 100 to his name in 21 test matches coming into this fixture, and of course a terrible series against Australia on these shores back in 2016-17. But I'll tell you what, he was glorious today. He made 104, he was classy, he was disciplined, the way he was able to put the foot down and transfer a degree of pressure back onto the Australian bowlers. It's exactly what we've seen in white ball cricket, and at long last, hopefully we're seeing the next step with this player in red ball cricket as well. He had a really important partner as well, Mohammad Rizwan, playing just his second test match. And remember, the wicketkeeper batsman wouldn't have been expecting to play here until they sacked Sarfaraz Ahmed, but suddenly with Sarfaraz gone, they need a new keeper. Rizwan, who played one test match back in 2016 as a substitute, comes into the side, and on the back of some brilliant first-class form back home, he really did bat alongside Babar Azam in a fashion that would suggest that he's going to be a long-term fixture in this Pakistan side as well. He eventually holed out for 95, coming desperately close to a century on Australian soil at the first time of asking, but his reputation was enhanced considerably. Babar Azam, as I mentioned before though, was the story of the day. Australia came out victorious, but in a 2-test match series, we already knew the result really before we got here today. It was all about whether they could make somewhat of a statement, and with their classy number 5, they've done precisely that. And that's what Azhar Ali wanted to focus on after the test match as well, when saying that even though they lost and they were thrashed, and of course they were nowhere near as good as they should have been with the ball, at least they showed something. At least they showed some serious fight.
We were quite behind the game very early in the game, so that's why I think it was always we were trying to catch up the game, and obviously we still showed the fight, even in the bowling. After 300 odd foot, just 2 wickets down, we kept coming. The bowlers kept fighting, fielders kept sporting, but unfortunately the Australian batsmen were really well set. Levishan played brilliant knock. Obviously Warner, as we all know, he's a great player. He played a wonderful knock. So there was some brilliant batting from Australians. But I had to say that the way we batted in the second innings, especially the way Babar batted and Rizwan batted, they really showed that this is very much very good batting condition, and the way they batted positively, they showed a great fight.
For Australia, as much as it was in the first innings, with their fast bowling trio of Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins collecting 9 of the 10 wickets. Nathan Lyon getting Babar Azam after he'd passed the century mark. But as far as the Australian quicks are concerned, it's largely about where they sit in the pecking order, how they collaborate, who takes the new ball. They changed that up halfway through this test match. First time around it was Starc and Hazlewood. Second time around it was Cummins partnering with Starc. But Josh Hazlewood ended up collecting 4 wickets at first change. So all told, a good problem to have. Look, they were probably a little bit tired today, a little bit ropey. They let Pakistan get on top. That can often happen when you know you're probably going to win the test at some stage on the day, but they did stick to their guns. They did take the wickets they required to mean they wouldn't have to bat a second time, which is a bit of a favour to David Warner and Joe Burns. You're always on a hiding to nothing as a side coming out to have to bat and chase 20 or 30. So job done as far as they're concerned. They moved to Adelaide with a head full of steam, having also banked 60 World Test Championship points, which was actually part of the focus of the questioning to Tim Payne at the press conference. They're thrilled to win this test, of course, and get a great start to their international summer as far as test cricket is concerned, but they've already got their eyes firmly fixed on June the 14th, 2021, and with India getting such a massive lead in this competition, they're going to have to do extremely well to make that final, and Payne knows it.
Yeah, we're certainly tracking it, because one of our goals is to be there in I think it's June 14, so that's certainly a date in the calendar that we've put down that as a group that's our goal. We want to win test matches and test series and be at Lords on June 14 in 2021.
And so the caravan moves on as it always does. We go to Adelaide for a pink ball test match starting on Friday. Pakistan will more than likely introduce Mohammad Abbas, the champion medium pacer, back to their attack. Conditions normally suit that kind of bowling with the pink ball, with a bit more grass on the track. As for Australia, they're thrilled. They're very happy. They're finally making some progress as far as their top six is concerned. Marnus Labuschagne, of course, was player of the match for his 185, and David Warner with 154 to his name. What a great return to Test cricket in this country for the man who was banned last summer. Adam Collins for Cricket Buzz Centre Stage. Of course, I'll be back throughout the course of the summer, and I'll be in Adelaide next week. Until then,